All right, team, we might get started now, but of course, thanks to everyone for attending this month's Dev webinar. In terms of with Monday Dev, we want to make sure that we are enabling your product development teams and helping them to work together. So in terms of our experience, the road from concept or an idea to launch involves multiple handovers between teams, which can result in that misalignment and lost visibility. So no matter which step of the process you look after, or if you manage them at all, end-to-end visibility, alignment, and collaboration is definitely going to be that key to success. So in terms of how you achieve that, in today's short webinar, what we'll share is how we at Monday have managed to break the code for it. So we'll specifically talk about our product, Monday Dev, which has been created for product development needs, and run through a short demo to showcase some of its exciting capabilities as well. Now, in terms of a quick introduction to ourselves on the Monday end, so I am Dylan. I've been with Monday coming up to 2 years now. I have a focus on both new business within the APAC region as well as dev across APAC as well. With me on the call, I'd also like to introduce Masood. I'll hand over to you right now, mate.
Hey, how's it going? So I'm Masood, I'm an implementation consultant for Monday. Been here about getting close to 2 years now, and I'm the dev specialist for the APAC region.
Awesome. Thank you, mate. And in terms of an agenda for today, so what does the next 30 minutes look like on our end? What we're going to take you through is we're going to take you through Monday's growth and challenges that we've faced over the past few years, how Monday can help you streamline your product development. Masood will then take the team through a product demonstration. So given we only have 30 minutes today, team, if you do have any questions along the way, what I'd love everyone to do just now is scan the following QR code with your phone camera. What that will do is that will then take you through to submit any questions on a Monday form. We'll get back to you in the next few days. So we'll also put this QR code up at the end of the session, but I might just leave this up here for 30 seconds right now. If you want to just get your phone out, open the camera, follow the hyperlink, and then in case you have any questions along the way, you can fill that out and we'll aim to get back to you in the next day or so. Just give that about 10 more seconds and then we'll move on. Awesome. So let's get into it. So for those that don't know the background of Monday, just to give you a quick overview, Monday was actually launched in 2014 as originally a work management platform. So helping teams collaborate, streamline their workflows, and manage their larger projects. So in 2021, we went public and we were listed in NASDAQ. In 2022, we launched our first couple of products built on top of the platform and hence started our journey of being a multi-product company. In terms of the team now, we're a team of more than 1,500 globally with almost 100 here in Australia, spread across Sydney and Melbourne. And it goes without saying that we internally use Monday company-wide all day and every day as well. Now, it's been a really great growth journey, and this graph is a testimony to that growth. And whilst it does look great on paper, it hasn't all been rosy, to say the least, because building and scaling at the same time comes with its own set of challenges. So as we're building and scaling, the collaboration between R&D and CRO functions was getting ineffective. The focus on the right things at the right time was also proving challenging. And we needed high quality visibility of the roadmap and releases across the entire organization, while making sure we achieve our goals and stay true to our purpose as well. To put this in perspective, more than 45 Scrum teams working on different domains and products in 3 different regions. Each Scrum team is an independent unit consisting of product, designers, and developers, all working together on the same goal. In addition to that, we have over 800 plus client-facing teams, which are spread across the globe. Sales, support, and customer success teams are working directly with our clients and have great knowledge of our products. We also have enablement, marketing, and knowledge-based teams working on our products from different aspects, and we need to make sure that they're being updated on a regular basis as well. In terms of the customer end, we release more than 30 features a month, which is quite a lot. Each feature is in a various stage of our gradual release process, not just our customers, but it is crucial that every single employee from our clients-facing, marketing, and enablement teams will know about these feature releases as well. So as we're scaling and building, this requires, we need to make sure that we're able to meet effective delivery under tight deadlines. We're able to collect and prioritize requests for the backlog. We're able to manage cross-domain dependencies and continuously change and adapt to the changing market and company focus as well. Now let's look at this more generally outside of Monday. So if we look at a problem that we might all face. So we're all somewhat familiar with the standard software development lifecycle. It starts with the product collecting requirements and doing the product discovery. Then we move on to the product planning and establish a roadmap. When it comes to the actual execution, it's now up to the developers to deliver what was committed. So developers can work in very different methodologies. In our company, it might be Scrum. Then it's time to release everything the devs and product what the devs and product have worked on as well. Even though it's a familiar process, it's not that easy to master. Builders or the development teams often lack visibility on day-to-day tasks to ensure they're moving towards their goals. Product managers often work in silos, spending wasted time and effort in communicating product roadmaps and plans instead of collaborating, which is of higher importance. Marketing teams and other go-to-market functions operate in low or no visibility of when a said product milestone is coming up. They also lack avenues to input into the whole process as they usually have great insights. Executives or leaders may set aside a strong vision, but often lack the visibility on how that gets translated into actual output, many times making it challenging to pivot when plans are not working out. And above all, they may be using niche tools that only work for them and create larger silos within the organization. To address this problem, we built Monday Dev. Now, Monday Dev empowers R&D teams and beyond to build better products, from product strategy through to launch, managing it all in one flexible platform. Let's look at some of the key benefits and features. As I mentioned from our own experiences, building products that your customers love to use is a whole organizational effort. You may build a great product, but if you don't market it well or your client-facing teams are not trained on it, you'll find it harder to meet your goals. And Monday Dev's designed specifically to ensure tech teams, product managers, designers, analysts, client-facing teams, and executives all can work together to build and take products to market. We've been working on dedicated features to support builders and agile workflows, which we'll showcase shortly, but some of these features include code repo integrations such as GitHub and GitLab, sprint management, improved Kanban views, agile reporting, including burn down charts as an example, and a description view. We want to make sure that you're receiving the best from us. And the great thing about Monday Dev is it's easy to use, it's also easy to set up the admin and platform architecture, and we want to be a great partner to work with. Now, these are results that are according to G2, so if you want to have a look at that, we can also provide that information for you as well. Now, in terms of the fun part, now I'd like to hand over to Masood, who will take everyone through a platform demonstration.
All right. So let's get started. So I'm assuming everyone can see my screen. So I hope you guys are all excited. Like we mentioned today, team, it isn't a long session. So we will be going over this just a bit more lightly than our normal session. So first of all, you can see my screen. We're in the Monday Dev product. So let's start from the top down as well. So please keep in mind, this is directly from our template center from the Monday Dev product. So if you do want to try this after as well, you can definitely, activate the trial and go from there and see all these boards as well. So first of all, let's start from a top-down view. So a good thing, just like Dylan touched base as well, is how we go through a lot of product lifestyle and development, being able to discuss, what features and things that need to be released in a product. So first of all, what are our quarterly goals? For a software development team, we first need goals and to understand, hey, what are we actually working on this quarter? So as you can see, we've got a quarterly goal board. As you can see, we can scrolling across, we can see that, increased conversion, accounts with custom integration. So that is our goal. And as we scroll towards the right, you can see, hey, where this actually sits within our product roadmap as well. So even though it is, say accounts using custom integrations, great, but that actually does have, it's like a tree, it's got roots, it's actually other features that we need to develop as well. So this is more of a planning as well. So, C-suite and management all coming here and, product developers coming here to actually understand what's going on. Now, let's drop down a board. So feature requests. So of course, if you're developing software products and all of that, feature requests is a big thing for our clients as well. It is for us as well, just like how everyone, you got feature requests that are sent to us that we observe as well and look through. So first of all, you can see that we've just got a feature request board. We can see what the feature is, when the planning status is. As we scroll across, you can see it actually ties into accounts as well. So this is just set up as a demo instance. It actually ties into, like, you can tie into, say, your CRM product, or even, like an accounts board as well, different across the different Monday products as well. So this gives insight to, say, collaborating with your sales team. Does this specific feature, does it have a deal on it, or is a specific account requesting for it as well? So it's giving a more value to it, let alone just a feature request that might be a creature comfort or, specifically new feature, is being able to add a different value of it. Like, hey, the sales team's requesting this due to, this big account wanting this as well. This is a deal value. So it's actually giving another dimension to this feature as well. So as you can see, as we scroll across, it looks like a normal Monday board, just with mirror columns and different tags, and how this also flows into the product roadmap. So it's great that we're getting all this information. We've got our quarterly goals, we've got our feature requests, and then all this flows into the product roadmap. So it's great that we've got the information for our goals, say for the quarter, the year, all of that, as well as the feature requests. And now it starts flowing into the product roadmap. So it's great. Now we've got all the information, we can start planning according to these as well. So we can see here's a few of the columns are pretty standard, as we're coming through, the status, priority. Now, one that I like to take a look at is the score. So the score is actually calculated, what we call product development teams call RICE. So it's reach, impact, confidence, and effort. So these columns are fairly important when it comes to that. So we'll quickly briefly go over this in a typical product development. So the feature or the quality, whatever we're building, is it going to reach a lot of our customers? So that's the reach, the actual reach of that as well. The impact, how impactful is this going to be? The confidence that we can, build this feature, as well as taking into account the effort. Because at least this is a good metric, and all of these combined, there is a specific formula to calculate this, gives it a score and a rating. So once we scroll to the left, you can see how these color coded accordingly, and adjusted according to how we have all of this as well. So great. Now that we've got, the features, who wants these features, is it on the roadmap, and all of that as well. And it starts to trickle down to our teams as well. So it's great that we've got all these plans, but what about the actual developers working on these as well? Let's start trickling down into the teams. So for this example purpose, I've created one Kanban team and one Scrum team. So first of all, let's look at the Kanban team. Pretty straightforward. Immediately, it's a Kanban view. So we can see we've got statuses set up here, ready to start, in progress, waiting for review, and done as well. We do know that the Kanban is agile as well. It's just not like a Scrum team, which runs off sprints. So of course, just like a normal Monday board, we do have the main table, or we can view it as a normal Kanban. So where you can assign all of that functionality. And in the dev product, the Kanban view has extra features and functionality that is there. And of course, on the left-hand side, you can see we've got a backlog. So any backlog of features, bugs, and all of that are here that can be committed, moved to the Kanban, as you can see here through an automation and where it relates to, as well as a bugs queue as well. Because as in an ideal world, of course, we don't want any bugs or anything like that. But of course, in an ideal world, we always have something that we need to take a look at again under the microscope or the magnifying glass. And next one is the Scrum team. So for a Scrum team, a quick description is typically Scrum teams work in a time frame. A good example is a development team likes to run sprints. So if we go to, say, sprint management, what this means is within this time period, we want to work on these 10 tasks over the next 2 weeks, and that is it. Typically, this does not change. Within these 2 weeks, we will be working on these 10 tasks. So as you can see, we've got, sprint 1, 2, we've got the dates they're running. Of course, this can be adjusted accordingly and, edited. And then when we're looking at this, we can see all these statuses of what the type it is, who's working on it, and another metric for sprints from a developer world is what we call story points. What this means is it's the amount of effort, but it's not just purely amount of hours or anything like that. When it comes to the development world, teams like to understand how much time as well as skill and effort required on two different dimensions as well. So that's what they call story points. So far, so good. Like I said, Kanban, it's agile. You just work on the tasks assigned, go from there. A Scrum team work on these specific tasks during this time period. The biggest difference between the Scrum and Kanban is we've got a burn down chart. So let's touch base on this. What is a burn down? So as you saw initially, we had an estimated and an actual story points. As you can see, sometimes there are differences. Now we want to understand, great that we estimated all these story points and our amount of effort we're going to build in these tasks, bugs, whatever it is. And now a burn down chart. So a burn down chart, what we want to do is we're burning down to zero. So within the time frame, as you can see, the time frame I've set, we've got an ideal line and a remaining story point. So it's just a graphical way to understand, hey, are we going to actually hit target? Are we going to actually hit target? Are we going to be able to complete these 10 tasks, 5, 10 tasks within that time frame as well? And of course, throughout the dev product, as Dylan mentioned, we've got the Git integrations, the GitHub, GitLab, and all of that as well. So that functionality is locked to the dev product. So it's great. We've got all these different teams, all these different functionalities. What we can also do is, which also comes within the templates, is the cross-team dashboard. So it's great now that we've got, we might have multiple development teams, some working in Kanban, some working in Scrum. I've just got a few connected here. And as we scroll down, we get a nice overview of, hey, what are the teams working on? How much effort do we need? Like I mentioned, we've got estimated story points versus actual as well. You see, team one, team two, current sprint, how they're actually going, as well as the bugs queue. What bugs are, these different teams working on? Because these teams could be working on different parts of your product. Could be, the web development or the mobile app as well. So it's a good way to differentiate all of this as well, because the teams might be scattered across different products within your business. And of course, we've got the average time to resolution, because in a development team, this is really important as well. We want to understand how long something is taking. Do we need to add more resources? Do we need to take more resources, shift resources around to accomplish, fixing bugs, creating features, or, moving forward when it comes to all of this as well. Of course, as we're building features, fixing bugs and things like that, we need quality assurance. Of course, before we release the feature or even, testing a bug before it's been, a patch has been released, we want to actually understand the QA. We want to sit there and do a QA and make sure we've tested it. So we do have those boards for, the QA for the specific feature requests, bugs, as well as different test cases as well. You can see I've got a sprint of feature one, feature two. We've got to run test cases as well. So it's all in one place to manage all of this when it comes to the start of the development lifecycle, such as planning, understanding feature requests, as well as actual developers jumping in, actually building these as well. So all of these work hand in hand, like Dylan mentioned, we're all coming together. So just because we're developing software, we do need, input from the managers. We do want input from the sales team that are meeting them at a deal they might be closing in on. Hey, they want this specific request as well. So the dev product really collaborates a lot more than just your developers and your development lifecycle and all of this as well. It actually pulls everyone together to be able to nicely, cohesively work in the environment where we've got information, coming in from, it could be our WorkOS, our CRM, and everyone to be able to work collaboratively to, push more development as well. Oops, sorry. And have all that together. So, and of course, with any of our templates, it comes with our learning as well that links directly to our knowledge base articles and anything like that as well. So feel free to activate the trials. You can add these templates. Like I said, this is a template. I didn't custom build or anything like that. All I did was move it around. And if you need to add any more Scrum or Kanban teams, all that functionality is right there. So you don't need to sit there and build those 3-4 boards out. You can just click Scrum team and it will create it for you. So I'll hand it over to Dylan And of course, we do have the QR code to scan as well if anyone wants to ask any questions.
Thanks for that, mate. So given we finished a little bit early, team, would be great if anyone did have any questions, if you wanted to scan that QR code right now. We also can open up the chat if it is a little bit easier. Happy to get back to you tomorrow, but also happy if anyone's got a question, you can raise your hand and add it in the chat box right now whilst we do have a little bit of time.
Like Jonathan asked a question. Question is Jira versus Monday Dev. So I think yeah, the burning question is it a replacement? Yes, that's exactly what we're aiming for here. That is the Monday Dev product, but we do have the Jira integration to work cohesively as well. So if your team is, partially working in Jira, it can definitely we can utilize the Jira Cloud integration that interfaces both sides. So a good example is if you want an example, when to use both. We do have some of our teams that developers keep the developers in the Jira instance and then use Monday to utilize the reporting and sprint planning as well, and then push it back to Jira. So either or the other, that's the reality of it. But Monday Dev is to replace Jira. That is the aim of the product. But like I said, that's in an ideal world. We do have the Jira integration to be able to interface nicely, even if it's for migration or even keeping both teams the management and reporting and planning team in Monday and developers on the Jira platform as well.
Awesome. We did have another one, Masut from Krisha. And Krisha mentioned, will the details in the newly added Kanban Scrum team be automatically added to the dashboard, or do you have to manually add the new boards?
The new boards, if there's any new boards, yes, they'll just need to be added manually. But once connecting new boards to a dashboard, there's a little checkbox that says add new boards directly to the widgets. So you don't need to reconfigure your widgets. So if it is a new board that's not already connected, you just go connect and then keep that checkbox saying, connect, automatically add new boards to the widgets.
And we've had another one. How does Monday compare with other products? Masut, you're also quite good to answer this given your previous employment history. So I'll let you cover that one in terms of some of the key differences that we find as well.
Yeah, the key differences is because I have worked with the Jira instance as well. So Monday is a lot easier when it comes to reporting and planning, as well as being able to interface with all the tools that developers will be writing their codes when it comes to the Git integration. So it's all in one tool to be able to both report as well as plan that out together. So at least you can have your management, product leads being able to plan and then trickle that down very easily down to the actual developers when it comes to epic sprints and, your Kanban or Scrum teams as well. So it nicely trickles down.
I'd say from my perspective as well, overarchingly, I think you do have that single tool across the product lifecycle, but also if you have multiple teams that need to work and coincide with each other, you're not having just a product team or engineering team that are siloed using Jira. You've got every team that is able to communicate with each other. If one part of one team just needs one small thing, that's completely fine. You might have one team using the Monday CRM, the other team using WorkOS, and another team using Monday Dev. That's no problem. There is that internal communication as well. In terms of the recording of the call, yes, this is going to be recorded, so we'll absolutely be able to share the recording of this as well. Might be a good idea to just enter that into the actual QR code form response so we know who we can actually come back to. And Erica asked, do we have any feedback from teams that are using the boards for backlog prioritization and sprint planning meetings on screen during the meeting to make live edits? I saw you go through the onboarding process a lot with different customers. Have you had any of this feedback so far?
Yeah, definitely. I've actually had multiple clients over the past quarter just that jumped on Monday Dev, and yeah, they definitely use these backlog boards to start planning out their next sprints, even if it's a Kanban or a Scrum team, just to understand the capacity. Because now it's a lot easier to visualize both for the management team or like the Scrum Master, and then be able to discuss with the rest of the team. So yeah, we actually have had great feedback from our clients being able to use these during their Scrum planning and their sprint planning, and even just their product roadmap planning as well, being able to see a live action of what's going on, what's actually devs working on, as well as what can we start, pulling in for the next quarter as well.
Now we've got time for one or two more questions. If anyone has a quick one at the moment. But if not, team, feel free to scan that QR code that Masood's got up on the screen right now. We can come back to you and, of course, organize time to chat through in more detail if you do require. But in terms of today's webinar, appreciate you all attending. Hope you've gained a little bit of knowledge out of it. But of course, if you do have any questions, we'll definitely reach out to you as well. Thanks, team. Hope you have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week.